Hey Astra Kids, and welcome back. This is your May 2021 horoscope for Leo Moon or Leo Ascendant. So, starting off here in the month of May, on the 1st, we have Mercury shifting into the sign of Taurus. So, Mercury is now leaving behind Aries, which is this very active, adventurous, lively energy that we discussed back in the month of April. So as we've been going through this transit of Mercury and Aries, there's been energy all over the place. This has been crazy as Mars and Mercury are not friends. Mercury and Venus, however, are great friends. And so as Mercury comes into the sign of Taurus, this grounds this energy. This makes this more practical, where this logic, this communication becomes much more grounded. We're able to navigate this energy much better here, where you will feel this groundedness coming into the month of May. Now, along with that, Uranus will meet up with the Sun on the 1st as well, for those of you who are following those 3 extra planets. And so this is an interesting energy as our consciousness is being exploded through this Uranus transit. So this is a great time for this flash of inspiration, this insight, where we can see these unexpected changes coming in through our consciousness, through our awareness. Now, moving forward here to the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. Venus is shifting ahead into the sign of Taurus, where we'll meet up in this conjunction with Mercury. This is a great influence. Here we can see the communication style. We can see the way of conveying logic and understanding coming into this peaceful, more grounded energy, as Venus is at home here in the sign of Taurus and giving the support, giving the aid to Mercury as well. This is a great transit for practical thinking, for decision making, for negotiating, as we're going through this transit here of Mercury and Venus in Taurus. Along with that, Mercury is going to meet up with Rahu later on here on the 4th as well. This is a great position also, as Mercury and Rahu are friendly to one another to a certain extent. This will give great aspiration, great inspiration towards thinking, towards researching, towards collecting data and information. Remember that Rahu is a planet of obsession, and so Rahu is also connected to technology. It is connected to research, and so anyone who is planning on learning a new subject, anyone who is planning on doing deep research, anything that is involved in writing, this is a great time, as Rahu is going to blow up this Mercury energy, where this gives us a tremendous amount of curiosity, a tremendous amount of communication that we can use at this time. On the 13th of May, Venus will also meet up with Rahu. Venus and Rahu are great friends to one another. Venus, of course, because it is the planet of luxury, of beauty, of wealth, of attraction, and Rahu, again, being this planet of obsession. It wants more, it wants to gain something. It is an ambitious planet. And so Rahu and Venus get together, and the things that you want to achieve, the things that you want to gain and attract into your life, this amplifies this. This gives you the ambition to achieve these things that you would like. And so you can see, especially for those of you who have Venus placed in a good condition within your chart, this gives you the ability to acquire the wealth, to acquire the luxury, to acquire the possessions that you are looking towards throughout this transit here in the month of May. As we move forward on the 14th of May, the Sun will shift into Taurus, marking a new focus, a new center of consciousness, as we are putting our focus now into this more stable, more grounded, more peaceful energy. Remember that the Sun was exalted in Aries, where we had all of this energy, we had all of this drive, all of this liveliness. Now, as the Sun comes into its enemy sign of Taurus, this is where the Sun loses its energy, because remember that the Sun and Venus are not friends. So here the Sun is calmed down, is slowed down in the sign of Taurus, where this is a great time to relax, to go inward, to ground yourself, to slow all of this energy down, and to really bring yourself back into the present. Moving forward here on the 18th of May, Venus will meet up with Mercury once again. So this is a huge time here again of this communication where we're using our speech in a beautiful, peaceful way. So this is great for communication. This is great for writing. This is great for negotiation. Any deal making that you are trying to get across during this time. Moving forward here on the 19th of May, the sun will meet up with Rahu. So now we're getting closer to this eclipse season as the sun is coming closer to the position of Rahu. And remember that wherever Rahu is, it is going to explode. It's going to give this illusion of this bigger image or this bigger illusion than what it may seem to be. And so here we want to be careful as Rahu can explode the ego. This can give a strong sense of self. And so this is where we can see a lot of ego issues coming up with Rahu here with the sun. This is a great time for confidence. This is a great time for stepping up and moving forward, taking the risk, taking the action to get the things done that you want in your life. But once again, be careful of that expansion, that explosion of the ego that can take place here during this transit. Now, all of these planets of the sun, of Venus, of Rahu, of Mercury are all going to receive a fourth aspect over from Jupiter and Aquarius. So this is really going to expand the knowledge, expand the insight. Again, with all of these placements, there's so much brilliance, there's so much practicality here where we can use this knowledge in a more grounded way, in a more practical way towards our goals, towards the things that we want to get done as this energy is slowed down, it's calmed down here in the sign of Taurus. On the 23rd of May, Saturn will station retrograde, and we will talk about this in a future video. But this is a major time of going back and looking over the structures, looking over the routines, looking at the things that you have in place, and making sure that you have the proper discipline, that you have the proper order, the proper structure in your life. This also affects us collectively as Saturn is a societal planet. This is all about the structure, the rules that are put in place here in our physical construct. Moving forward on the 26th of May, Mercury will shift into Gemini, into its own sign. And so here the intellect is very high. This becomes a strong position of communication, of writing, of connecting to others, of pulling in information from different places. And you can feel the curiosity, you can feel the adventure starting to increase here of wanting to learn, wanting to explore more, where this can really help in expanding your knowledge depending on where Mercury is positioned in your chart. On the 28th of May, Venus will shift into the sign of Gemini as well, where it will meet up with Mercury once again. So again, this communication style of negotiating, of making peace, of resolving issues, of being able to make deals continues to increase here with this aspect, this conjunction between Venus and Mercury. On the 29th, we will see Mercury station retrograde as well. So we will get into that in a future video. A lot of major things that are coming here. Now for the position of the moon, I will talk about that in a future video. But major moments that we will go through here are on the 11th of May when we will have a new moon in the Kritika Nakshatra. So this will fall at the end of the sign of Aries. And this will be an interesting one as it will be in a conjunction with Uranus. We will talk more about that in a future video. Also, we have the big event of the full moon lunar eclipse happening in Anuradha in the sign of Scorpio here on May 26th. So that is a huge event as that will shift us into eclipse season. So for those of you with the Leo moon or Leo ascendant, we have Mercury, Venus, and the Sun, which will be moving out of your 9th house and forward into your 10th house. This is a big time for shifting towards career, towards status, towards your destination of where you want to see yourself. So taking all the skills that you've been gathering through that 9th house, whether this has been through education, through listening to a teacher, finding some wisdom, some advice, this is time to start putting this into motion, to start working towards your goals, your achievements of what you want to accomplish. And especially as these planets will shift forward into your 11th house as well. Of course, we won't see the sun in your 11th house until June. But as Mercury and Venus stay with each other, this creative energy continues here, where this is a big time to use your skills, to use your resources, to use what you know, to create the reality that you want to accomplish for yourself. So big time to use your skills and your efforts towards your goals in life. We will have all of this energy of Mercury, Venus, and the Sun that will meet up with Rahu there in your 10th house. So especially this gives you a lot of determination, a lot of willpower, a lot of ambition. Of course, you want to check to see where Venus is in your chart and if there are any planets that are affecting that 10th house. But this is a great time to work towards your goals, your projects, what it is that you want to accomplish at this time. From that 10th house, all of these planets will also receive an aspect from Jupiter. And so this is a huge time where you can see this growth, this expansion of Jupiter sitting there in your 7th house. Anything which you are working on as far as marketing, as far as working with clients or working in partnerships, anything involving other people can prosper at this time with this Jupiterian influence, especially as Jupiter is a great planet for those of you with a Leo moon, Leo ascendant. And of course, we will have this Saturn retrograde going on back in your 6th house. Great time to look over any details, any things that you need to pay close attention to, as that 6th house deals with conflicts and with daily routines. So any sort of contracts, any sort of legal negotiations, you want to check the fine print and make sure that everything is in order with this Saturn retrograde. Also, we will see Mercury station retrograde there in your 11th house, where this becomes a great time to reflect upon your goals, your ambitions, and all of the things that you are achieving and working towards at this time. Making sure that everything is all that you want it to be, especially with Rahu casting that illusion over your 10th house as well. And of course, we will see a new moon happening there in your 9th house. Along with that, we will have a full moon lunar eclipse down in your 4th house. We'll talk more about that in a future video. To finish it off, for those of you with a Leo moon, Leo Lagna, I pulled some cards from the Vedic Astrology deck. So first we have the extra nakshatra. So this is the 28th nakshatra that we don't use here in Vedic Astrology. This is coming from the Chinese lunar mansion, Abhijit, which is a very auspicious nakshatra. And so this is a great time for those of you, once again, to use your creativity, to use your potential, to use your skills to claim that victory. The odds are in your favor coming into this month of May 2021. So this is a big time where you can achieve success by putting in your vision, your creativity to make these results happen. Next card here is the Kritika Nakshatra. So once again, huge time to focus on discipline, to focus on your creativity, on pushing forward, making these things happen that you want to accomplish. And as we discussed, with this energy going on in your 6th house of this Saturn retrograde, this is a huge time where you want to make sure you're paying close attention to details, that you are making sure that everything is in check. Saturn is there to give you the patience, the discipline to go over everything and to deal with everything that needs to be resolved and taken care of. We have the moon as our next card here, so this is a huge time once again, to tap into your imagination, to tap into your creativity. But also, this is a huge time where you may see shifts in your emotions, as there's lots of changes and fluctuations that can happen here as you are moving closer and closer towards your success, towards your goals, towards the things that you want to bring into motion. Next card here is the Pushya Nakshatra. This is all about nurturing. And so here you are focused in your purpose, your direction. And this is a huge time where you can reap the benefits of what you are putting your energy and focus into. So make sure that you are focusing on the positives, on what you want to manifest, feeling and thinking and connecting and envisioning the things that you want to achieve. Next card here is the Shravana Nakshatra. Once again, we had all of this ninth house activity that is coming to a close, making sure that you're listening to your guidance, listening to your truth, listening to the knowledge, the wisdom that you have gathered throughout this time and applying it towards your dream. Last card here is Libra. This is a huge time for business to flourish. Remember that Libra is the sign of give and take. This is a huge time where anything dealing with working with clients, working in partnerships, working in teams, working with in the market, anything related to this can flourish very successfully at this time. This is also a huge time where you can find peace and closure in the things that you have set out to do. This has been your May 2021 horoscope for Leo Moon or Leo Ascendant. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content. As you can see here, we have some major things to talk about, including a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. So you don't want to miss out. Make sure to hit that notification bell. If you are interested in learning more on Vedic astrology, there is a course available in the Facebook group, Astrology Lessons with Daquan Jones. There's a link down below in the comments along with the description. I want to thank you all so much for joining. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.